What is the difference between the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, and the police? First of all, the armed forces are quite different from country to country. However, in most countries, the three major branches of the armed forces are the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force. Another name for the armed forces is the military. The goal of the armed forces or military is to protect the security of a country and fight off enemies. The first branch of the military is the Army, and they operate on land. In most countries, the Army is the oldest and largest of all the armed forces. The Army is responsible for land combats, search and rescue missions, and other warfare on the ground. The second branch is the Navy, and they operate at sea. It is the responsibility of the Navy to prevent threats that may enter a country through the water channels or the sea. Most countries with naval forces have access to the sea. However, a few landlocked countries still maintain navies because 1. They have large rivers and lakes, or 2. They partner with navies of other countries, or 3. The country used to have access to the sea and just never shut down their navy. Countries like Rwanda, Laos, Bolivia, and Azerbaijan all have navies even though they do not border an ocean. The Air Force is the third branch of the military, and they operate in the air. The Air Force protects a country from threats that may come in through the skies. Even though the Air Force operates in the air, not all Air Force personnel actually fly. Most times, the Air Force provides intelligence about the airspace and supports the Navy and Army with this information. In some countries, different branches of the military work together through a joint task force. In other countries, there are additional branches of the military. For example, the US Armed Forces is made up of 7 branches instead of the typical 3. The 7 branches are the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, the National Guard, the Coast Guard, and the most recent Space Force. The Marine Corps specializes in amphibious operations. This means that they attack enemies using ships to project ground and air power onto the shores of an enemy. The National Guard serves on land, but serves both the country and the community. The National Guard is under control of each state and can attend to domestic emergencies like violent protests or be deployed to assist the Navy abroad. The Coast Guard operates on water, just like the Navy, but the major difference between the two forces are that the Coast Guard falls under the Department of Homeland Security, while the Navy falls under the Department of Defense. It is the US Coast Guard that rescues boaters, licenses ship captains, arrests smugglers by sea, addresses oil spillage, and combats water pollution. The Navy, as discussed earlier, guards the seas and goes to war at sea. In times of war, the US Coast Guard operates under the US Navy. The Space Force protects the country's space assets. So what's the police? The police is a law enforcement agency that protects law and order among civilians in a country. Most countries have armed police forces, but some countries like the UK, New Zealand, and Norway do not have armed police, except in special circumstances. On the other hand, the military is always armed. The biggest difference between the police and the military is that the police takes care of civil order within the country, while the military fights off enemies from outside the country. Interestingly, there are more than 20 countries that do not have a military. Can you guess who they are? Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell after you hit the subscribe button, so you can get notifications whenever we have a new video. This is the place where curiosity meets learning. Leave a comment to tell us what topic to explain next. Bye bye!